30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, I was all in the groove, y'all. What's up, y'all? I'm Jazzie K.Ward, and welcome to another edition of Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. Did you hear that? The sounds, the smooth sounds of the one and only saxophonist, Mr. Andre Ward. I see people coming in the room. Happy Monday. Hey, what's up, Darnell, my friend, Rose Lady Etman, and Colleen Keefley. Now, if you don't know these two ladies, I promise you, shame on you for not knowing Rose Lady and the Jazz Lovers Corner and Colleen Keefley. Shame on you if you don't know my special guest tonight, the one and only international recording artist, saxophonist, Mr. Andre Ward. Dr. G is in the house. Chef D is in the house. I'm super excited about this conversation. Go ahead and start sharing the video, share the live, and we're going to go ahead and kick off Artist Talk right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Happy Monday to you. I'm your host, Jazzie K.Ward. Thank you so much for each and every Monday for hanging out with me to have a up-close and personal conversation with these amazing guests that are on the show. I anticipate this each and every Monday just to have a conversation so you can get to know our guests a little bit more up close and personal. Hey, my friend Ron Ledford, make sure you go over to K.Ward Radio, which is my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the page. KWardRadio.com is the website. And again, if you don't do any of that, shame on you for not doing that. All right. I appreciate it. Make sure in the comment section, you let me know where you're watching from. I always like to see that. Hey, Teak, I see Teak in the room. Chantel is in the room. Hey, Patricia Ann is there. But if you have questions for our guests, comments, anything, long as it's clean, don't do nothing shady, y'all. Don't put no bad comments in there, okay? We'll be watching, y'all. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my guest tonight before I bring him on the show. My next guest, he was born and raised in Chicago, He was introduced to music at a very early age. Now, Andre, he attended Tennessee State University in Nashville, where he also formed a group, a quartet act, the Quartet Act 4, which won a national contest sponsored by Budweiser to record a single called The Post. I'm going to ask him about that. From there, he attended the prestigious Berklee School of Music in Boston, where he still remains today. He continues to evolve as an amazing musician that truly lives for the love of making music. He has the passion. He has the pure talent. Andre Ward has that it factor, and I'm so excited. So when you hear Ward, Ward, that's why he got that it factor. That's what I'm saying. All the Wards. That's just a Ward. That's such a powerful name, Ward. But we'll talk about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome to Artist Talk, saxophonist, Mr. Andre Ward.
I love it. Hey, listen, thank you very much, but I got to get that golden voice. See, I don't have that Ward golden voice. That's what I got to work on.
You have that. You have that, my brother. I promise you, you have that, Andre.
And it's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited about the conversation. I really am. And all the listeners and everyone there, thank you very much. Appreciate the love and support.
We do. So we have a lot of people that's on tonight. Hey, Miss Sheila. So good to see you as always each and every Monday. And Rose Lady, of course, with the Jazz Lovers Corner, joining us from Decatur, Georgia, is in the house. Not Georgia. It's Georgia.
Georgia. You got to put that in there. Yes.
You have to put that. Most people, hey, my friend Jazzie, Deborah White is here. And I see another name that's from France, and I'm not going to mess it up, but I'm just going to say the last name. I think it's Camara. I think that's what I see. But welcome to the show. But as we also say on the show, Andre, when you come on, come on in the room. You know how they do it as Southern Baptists.
There you go. That's right.
But again, my brother, how are you? Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. My Monday is even better because I'm here with you and the listeners and friends and everyone that's supporting. So it's good. But the weekend was good. And your weekend?
My weekend, it was great. But it just like every weekend, it goes by too fast.
A lot to do and a little time to do it. So that's right. What happens, and time just flies.
The time just flies. I tell some people I think I would rather work maybe 6-hour days, maybe 8 to 6. And I would rather have, even if I had to work on Friday, I think, Andre, and have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday out.
Yeah, well, I don't know I think we're all doing like 12 and 14-hour days because, I don't know anyone that gets 8 hours of sleep. That's just, it doesn't seem realistic, but it's healthy. And I'm sure the doc will correct me. We definitely need to make sure that you get that rest. But,
right. Yeah. And that's funny that you mentioned that because if I get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I don't know, Andre, I feel like more tired. I don't know because I just feel more. Maybe something I need to ask Dr. G about that.
Yeah. Well, your body is on that routine. Our body gets on routines and, we wake up at the same time. And so, you get on that routine and that's kind of how it is.
Right. Yeah. I tell people if I'm 5 or 6 hours, I'm good. But some people say that's just not enough rest.
No, it's not. But, what are you going to do? We have to keep it moving.
Yeah, we have to keep it moving. But one thing that does get me through the day is music. And I can say Andre Ward is also a part of that lineup in music that has helped us even get through this tough times. And I always kind of talk about a little bit about the pandemic because again, a few years ago, it's like, wow, I never thought I would imagine, Andre, even living through something like that.
Right.
But I think, as we always say, music is so therapeutic and healing for all of us. But I want to say first is I hope you and your family were well during that pandemic. But how did you all navigate during that time?
And as you've noted, it was tricky for all of us because we had no blueprint. We haven't experienced anything of this nature. We're wearing masks, we're trying to have social distancing. And so it was very tricky to navigate, but really, without a blueprint, you're really just kind of following, some of the guidelines.
Right.
And, the Ward household, we definitely, made sure that we was doing our part and following the guidelines. But, there's something where, whenever there's a situation, life experiences, how do you bring something out of that? And it was during that time that I really started going back in, because we had the time to really work on this current project of Africa Rising. So, in that perspective, I was able to go in and utilize that time. But yes, it was I call it a gray area. I don't want to call it a dark time, but it was a gray area for all of us.
Right. Yeah, I believe that because, well, I won't call any names. I remember someone I had a conversation with on the show, and they said, well, the pandemic didn't really impact them. And I was sitting here and I was saying, I don't really know how it didn't impact you in some way. But, even if you didn't lose anyone, we all know someone that either was sick, maybe someone that passed away, something you learn about yourself. I think mental health, depression went even higher with people. And what did you learn even about yourself? And that's just something I want to ask you. Did you learn anything different about Andre?
Well, first of all, I don't see how anyone wasn't impacted by the pandemic. I mean, it was not the norm, and it changed our lives forever, because we'll never go back to the norm because of it.
Right.
And so that was an interesting comment. But one way or another, unfortunately, there was a lot of loss or people sick, but even just having to change your daily routines, it impacted. So I don't know how that, what I found out about myself during that time was I have more patience than I thought. Now, some of that was forced on me because you couldn't do X, Y, and Z. But, once the realization kicked in that this is how things had to be at the moment, we pivot and we shift, and I made it work. But yeah, I had a little patience. I wasn't around here like, oh, I have to get out. But by the way, I mean, I'm a little different. I enjoy being home. I really do. As an artist, the nightlife is there if you're working, but if I'm not working, I don't mind being home. But I did find out that my level of patience was a little higher than I expected.
Really? I'm glad you mentioned it. I remember my mom always telling me, she said, well, I guess I raised you right, because she said, you have the patience of Job. And she used to tell me that. She said, I don't know where you got that from, but you didn't get it from me and your mom, your dad. I was just like, I've just always had a lot of patience. But again, I'm a person, I like being home as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say there were some great comments that I was able to see there that some of the listeners were sharing. So yeah.
Right. So yeah, even my friend Claude, he even said, tragic yet healing space for me. I was forced to heal a lot of junk. The pandemic forced so many people to know themselves. Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. And so, Andre, that kind of moves me into my segment of the real you. I just ask you some random questions, right?
Hey, that wasn't the real me at the beginning?
Right. That was the real you, but I just have some additional questions for you, my friend. So one of my questions is, give me your gratitude list. And I know that could be long. You could just tell me maybe 3 things that's on your
Well, it can be long, but I am just really thankful and humbled to every day to be able to get up and really just say thank you for another day that we will never experience again, because every day is a different day. And I'm very thankful each and every one of us listening, or everyone, we have a gift that God has given us. And I'm just thankful that I say, give me the strength to use this gift in your name to touch those, and, I'm just very thankful for my family, just keeps me grounded, keeps me whole, and gives me purpose.
Oh, I love that. Don't y'all love that? I love that. Well, another question is, tell me something that always makes you feel good about yourself. Anything? It could be something
Yeah.
funny.
Well, when I'm able to help someone,
Mm,
when I'm able to give a helping hand, I truly believe that I'm here having this conversation with you because I had mentors and role models in my life growing up.
mhm.
And so it's all about giving back.
Okay.
It's full circle. And so I feel good about when, I'm able to do that. May not be able to do it to the fullest at all times, but just being able to help when others need some support, absolutely.
I love that. Another quick, tell me something that you will never do again. You ever have one of those moments and say, I will never do that again? I will
Let me get my pad. I feel like I'm doing a school test right now.
right.
Well, there's a number of things that I would probably never do again because life experiences. But
Mhm.
look, I tell you this: I was on vacation. This is just a little fun fact.
I
I
like
was on vacation, and one of the excursions was to go and you're on this big cliff and you jump off this cliff into some water. Now, once you get up there,
mhm.
there's no other way down other than jumping.
Right.
I will never, ever do that again.
I want to
I'm
do
like,
that.
I'm up here. Can I turn around and go back? They're like,
Right.
no. And I was like, nah, okay. And did it. But no, I would never do that again. It's just, I felt that it was, the excursion, it was a learning experience, but I was jeopardizing a little too much
Right.
with doing that. But it was an excursion. A lot of people had fun. It just wasn't for me.
It just would. But that's another thing on my bucket list
Really?
to to do that when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be just like you. I'll get up there and be like, why in the world am I up here? But here we go.
Because once you're there, you can't go back down because you have to climb all the way up. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's another thing. Like I love roller coasters.
Oh.
I like I like roller coasters, right? But when I get on the roller coaster, I like to be on the first car. And then when I get on it, I'm ready
Really?
to get off. Yeah.
So are you one that likes to hold your hands all the way up and really?
All the way up.
Yeah.
All the way up.
Roller coasters is probably something that I enjoyed doing growing up. Probably wouldn't do it now. That's
You wouldn't do
just,
it now.
yeah.
Okay. I like it. So see, that's my segment of the real you. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No. It's all good. I mean, listen, with the last name Award, you can't be bad.
Right. So
Thought I'd just throw that in right quick.
right. You see that, Mark? Yeah. So Andre is my cousin, y'all. Y'all see that? You see the Ward, you see the laws thing. Mark says, y'all cousins, the word Jazzie connection and all that. I tell you, it's just a Ward. He has that it factor. I'm just telling y'all. So make sure you all check out Andre Ward. We're going to talk about this new project, Africa Rock, which I'm so excited to talk about. He has new music. He's going to perform something for us, y'all. So, when we're going into the show, Andre, we were talking about the pandemic and we were talking about music. And if you go back and you look at the history of music, you look at really kind of what jazz comes from. A lot of people hear jazz, they think about so much traditional jazz. A lot of people didn't really care for jazz. But if you go back and say the 30s, 40s, and 50s, jazz, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, you saw people dancing. Jazz has always had so much class. And I grew up in a house full of music, from jazz music. My mom, I heard so much Nancy Wilson and George Benson and Lou Rawls. I didn't have a choice but I think, to hear a lot of this music. But when you think about jazz music, Andre, why should people care about jazz music?
Well, it was one of those. It's one of those times where music transcend and really kind of change the whole game. And when I think about this, it's just like when rap hit the scene. It changes the whole landscape. But and we as musicians are really standing on the platform that the musicians back then, kind of laid for us. And so it's important that we understand the history in order to move forward.
All right.
I think change is needed and beautiful. I do, but we can't forget, the Duke Ellingtons with,
All right.
the writing, the Charlie Parkers, the John Coltrane's, the Nancy Wilsons, the Ella Fitzgerald. We
Right.
cannot forget that rich history that has made us who we are musically. And so I just think it's important to at least be knowledgeable about it, whether you're in a different genre or not, at least respect, because it's all music.
Right.
And, for me as a musician, whether it's gospel, hip hop, I love listening to some Bach and Beethoven with a cup of coffee.
Right.
It's all music, and it just kind of makes us who we are. And for me, I love having all those ingredients in my music vocabulary.
Right. And I like that you put that in there. I like that acknowledge all the ingredients. I like that. I always say jazz, it has so many different textures,
Yes.
colors. It has so many different spices. I always say a little jalapeno pepper.
That's right. That's
It
right.
has all that in there, right, Andre?
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
it.
And that's what makes it different, exciting, and unique. Because you get all these spices together and all these musicians together, and they all have a very distinctive sound, and they bring something to the table. And these are the lens that I'm always looking through as a songwriter, as a producer. I'm trying to bring musicians together with these different ingredients, and then we're kind of trying to make that one meal that everyone will enjoy.
That's right, and that's what jazz. Again, I could talk about that all day, but I don't want to get this question from Hope. She said, "Who were some of your influences in the industry?"
So that's a couple of parts. I grew up listening to Johnny Hodges. It's a name that a lot of people may not know, but he was a lead altoist in the big band. But Johnny Hodges, Cannonball Adderley, just one of my favorites. But Oscar Peterson. From a pianist standpoint, I just love his approach, the dexterity as how he approaches solos. So it just wasn't saxophone players that I would listen to. Even vocalists. I wanted to make sure that I listened to a number of vocalists because I wanted my horn to sing. And in order to do that, you want to have that nuance like vocalists. And so I listened to a lot of vocalists, Ella Fitzgerald, which continues to be one of my favorite. And so, in my weekly routine, I'm always listening to different styles of music. In my daily routine, I'm absolutely listening to gospel and some traditional jazz because that keeps me grounded, and it lets me know how much farther the bar is. When you think you're playing something, you put on some Cannonball Adderley, and he'll let you know, oh no, there's some work to do.
There's some work to do.
Yeah.
I love that. I was going to ask you who was your favorite female vocalist. What about male vocalists? Do you have a favorite male vocalist? I know you love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Well, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now, you get my juices flowing with that. I mean, it's just my all-time favorite group of musicians. Jazzie, when I tell you, they make timeless music, but the compositions, the arrangements, the emotional and spiritual connection that their music had, it's just unmeasurable. And I just truly enjoy, that's my favorite group of all times. I say that in my bio, I say it in all of my interviews, and it's really from the heart. I really try to make sure that I can make music that can come from the heart and soul. And that's something that Earth, Wind, and Fire has always done.
Yeah. Dave, when you go back and what do you think the distinction, Andre, is? There's that sound. It's like no other sound, right? What do you think it is about music which is timeless music from today? What is it so different about the music then, do you think, to today's music? Why is it so hard do you think it's because everything now seems to be so computerized? I don't know. the sound and technology is so different today versus back then?
Yep, I think it's a good question too. I think there are some different elements that kind of guide the music. One thing, again, I think change is needed, but change is also beautiful,
Right.
because you don't want nothing to just stay the same. And the world, the universe, is just not like that. We're all going to change. As every day we change, we get a day older.
Right.
But the music, I think, music is not only universal, but music is what's inside of you.
All right.
And so as a musician, you can only write music. You can't write a love song if you've never been in love. I mean, you can write one, but are we going to be able to feel that song if you've never been in love? But when you're talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire, that sound during that time, because it was something that they was experiencing. And, music should come from experiences, life experiences, and then you're sharing that. That's your voice. That's your avenue. And so it's just a different time. And, just like bebop, the music changed, and then rap came along. And so we're just evolving. But that is something that life and music is going to do, because music is part of life, and you're going to evolve. But it should come from life experiences. And so I just think it's just a different time. But on top of, we have all of this technology, some good, some not, some a little scary with this new robot, G-chat, I-chat, whatever. But this is where we're going, and there's no returning. But I do think that is a combination of the time, and where we are with how we're producing and making music.
Right. I like that. And even going back, and I'm going back to your earlier times when you were finding your way, when I was reading your bio, and it first said that, Andre started with the drums, you went through the trumpet, and then you picked the amazing saxophone. How did you just know, like, this saxophone, this is it compared to the drums and the trumpet?
Yeah, it was one of those things where, I had the opportunity. I was very fortunate that in Chicago at the time, they had a thriving arts program, and we was able to try some different instruments at the after school program. And so I did start with the drums, and I played the trumpet, but it wasn't when I picked up the saxophone, and you just know, it had that it factor. And I just knew it, and it just it resonated with me that, this is a part of me. And I just got so excited and engaged to continue to try to grow on it. But I just kind of knew, kind of like when you meet that special someone, for all the listeners, and you just know.
You just know.
You just know. Yeah. And so then the marriage from there, it's just become part of me. And now, as any good real love attraction, I'm lost without it. I'm totally lost without I'm lost without my horn. I'm totally lost.
That's a song right there, Andre. There's a song. That's a song. So you through school, even when you went to Tennessee State, I was going to also ask you, and I'm always pressed for time. I was going to ask you, what were you like in high school, though?
Yeah, but can we just give a big shout out to the Grammy Award-winning Tennessee State Aristocrats of Bands, because absolutely, and they have 2 Grammys there. So go Big Blue. Big Blue has always had that foundation of push for greatness and greatness. So I just want to give a shout out for that. Yeah. High school, well, hey, Jazzie, just like any of us, getting in trouble, being a teenager, you're learning. But, very interesting, as with all other cities and all of us, Chicago, I grew up on the west side of Chicago, and that was a little bit of everything over there. You had your street life, you had your churches, you had the schools, but all of that makes us who we are. So, but I did some of the, getting in trouble.
I understand.
Yeah. Thankful to God I made it through.
That's right. That's right. And and after you going through Tennessee State, the group, the quartet Act 4,
Yeah.
is that group. Do you still perform with them? Do they perform with you?
No, but thank God we do still stay in contact. And it was a group called Act 4. Myself, bass player, keyboard player, and a drummer. And we was doing some work around some of the clubs in Nashville, and entered this contest, and we ended up winning, and was able to record, and that there. You talking about the steps, it really excited me to where, hey, do I really want to do this music thing? This is something that kept me, and it energized me even more to continue on my passion of being a musician.
Oh yeah, I love that, and of course you attended the prestigious Berklee School of Music. There's another question here, and before we go to break, I want to get this question before we go to break. Andre, what inspired you to do Sade's "Kiss of Life"?
So when you do remakes, and I think most musicians would know, you can't outdo, or my approach is never to try to outdo the classics. It's a classic. And when we looked at Kiss of Life, and we was looking at how do we put a project together that would take you on a journey. Right. And that particular song spoke to me, but I wanted to do my rendition of it. I didn't want, that's why we didn't go and try to just, let's outdo. You can't outdo the classics. No. But you can then express yourself musically as to where you are and how you feel with the particular track. I hope everyone liked the rendition that we've done. That was produced. I got to give a big shout out to Ronnie Song. He has been with me through the trenches. Great producer, continues to be that springboard for me that I can throw off. But we worked together on that, and that's what we came up with. But the inspiration was that it's really a classic.
I love that.
Oh, Marvin's Medley. Yeah.
Yeah. He did that too, Alpha.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like that.
So everybody, I'm Jazzie K.Ward. Our special guest is international recording artist and saxophonist Andre Ward, who is our special guest tonight. Also, make sure you go wherever where all music is streaming on platforms. He has a new project out called Africa Rising. We're going to take a break. He's going to perform a selection for us, so you don't want to go anywhere, y'all. Continue to keep it locked right here on Jazzy After Dark on Artist Talk. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is saxophonist Phil Walker. Something is in the air tonight, and it's Artist Talk with Jazzie K.Ward. Join him every Monday on Facebook Live or YouTube at 7 p.m. Central Time. And if you don't, hashtag shame on you.
Hi, I am multi-instrumentalist and recording artist J.C. Smith. Have you watched Artist Talk with Jazzie K.Ward? Well, on the show, Jazzie will interview some great artists, exploring their music, and also learning more about them as performers, as artists, and everyday people. So join Jazzie K.Ward on Artist Talk every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time on YouTube or Facebook Live. And if you don't, hashtag shame on you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host. Our special guest tonight is recording artist, producer, Mr. Andre Ward, saxophonist. And if you don't know this, brother, shame on you.
Hashtag shame on you.
Shame on you. Andre, this amazing project. And y'all, we need to push it. This needs to be number one, y'all. All across the Billboard. Go buy the CD. Download the CD. Africa Rising, and tell me, Andre, why the title Africa Rising?
Well, first, it's on all streaming platforms, so please, go out, and I do appreciate the love and support. I'm very thankful and humbled that everyone who's been supporting it. So your continued support. Africa Rising, is about us rising together to empower and support Black and Brown excellence. And it's about that musical journey with that in mind. It's about pulling up, how do we support each other, especially during the time that we're just coming out of COVID. And, as we all try to bounce back, there are still a lot of us in need. I mean, I use music as a platform and the gift that I know can be taken at any day.
All right.
Make sure that I can try to use that gift. And again, as I said earlier, everyone has a gift. It's just in different avenues, but how we use it is what's most important. So yeah, Africa Rising is about, empowering and really being helpful and rising each other as we try to support each other as Black and Brown people.
Well, we so need that. We so need that. And there's the link again, the IG. You can follow Andre Ward Music on Facebook, Andre Ward Music. Also, the fan link page will take you right to the music. It's all about support, you all.
Absolutely.
Please
Chef
go.
D. Chef D.
He's doing his thing. That's right. And Andre, are there physical copies?
Yes. It's funny because we had some physical copies at Amazon. And we didn't get as many as we used to because, times have changed and everyone's downloading. And they sold out. And so we went back and restocked over at Amazon. And so, yes, for those of you who still like or prefer physical copies, you can go to Amazon and get your physical copy. In addition to my other CDs are there as well.
Okay. Y'all go get all the CDs.
Yes,
and I think I have a photo.
Get them all.
Get them all. And we'll try to show it up throughout the show.
If you like physical CDs, get them all. But if not, you want to download them all. The website is under construction. But once that get up and running, we are going to try to have it to where, I might could get some signed copies out to some individuals. But as of right now, that's under construction, but all of that's being revamped.
Okay, I love it. So can you tell us, what are you going to perform for us?
I am going to do something from the Crystal City project. Yeah. I know we've been talking about Africa Rising, but there are some other Andre Ward projects that I do want everyone to, again, when you go get the physical CD or download, you will see the other projects. And this is something that is a vocalist, Mark Nelson, was helped with this. Brian Colberson did some of the music. And so it's called I Don't Want to Be in Love.
I Don't Want to Be in Love. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome recording artist and saxophonist, Mr. Andre Ward. I Don't Want to Be in Love. Take it away, sir. Whoa. As we say on the show, and I'm sure Dr. G can attest to this, the doors of the church are open. Pass the collection plate. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andre Ward, saxophonist. But after that, the song, I Don't Want to Be in Love, but after you playing something like that, you can't help but be in love, right?
That's right. And, the song is around, I don't want to be in love because it's going to hurt. But they know that love is good for you. What is the world without love?
Ooh,
Love's in need of love. That's when we better be really scary when love's in need of love, like Stevie said. But it's all about making sure that we're giving back in love, and that's so important.
We need so much of that. I always tell people, a friend of mine laughs at me all the time. I'm a big person of love. I said, I love love. They said, I've never heard anybody say that. I said, I love love. I don't know, because I grew up so much around it. I just love y'all. And I love the music of Andre Ward. And Andre, we're going to talk about more about your music and the project. And I know Dr. G, she's going to do a health and wellness segment. But I'm looking at her in the green room, and I think she kind of disappeared there a little bit, but I'm going to continue my conversation.
Yeah, well, and I just wanted, if you would allow me to just, I'm looking at some of the comments, and everyone saying thank you and fire and feels good. But just so everyone, it means a lot to me that your comments, because again, this is a gift that I want to make sure I can use and give back. And music should come from the heart and soul. And if I don't touch you in some way, shape, or form, then I'm not doing my job. I'm not using the gift. And so it means a lot to hear that, to see some of those comments there. And, go out, pick up the project.
Go get it.
Make sure, yes, go get it. I like that when you said we want to make it number one. We absolutely want to
make it number one, y'all. It mattered. You know how, Andre, real quick, and I know I'll be talking. You remember the commercial back in the day? I'm a young man, but I just got an old soul, y'all. So
I'm a young man as well.
And so you remember the commercial? I don't know. Used to always come on after Good Times. Whatever Good Times is on, they always. So the guy, when they go play the records, right, and all the friends come over to the house, and it's like, man, who is that? And they say, oh man, let me borrow this. They say, oh no, my brother, you got to get your own. So I'm telling you, You have to get your own of Andre's.
Yes.
But in the meantime, when you get your own, go get another one and share it. Gift it to a friend. Y'all, it may be $20. That's a nice gift to give someone. Buy one for you. And it's all about sharing, right? Because someone may not like, wow, I've never heard of Andre Ward. Thank you for sharing his music with me.
And that is something that I was going to say, if, there's so many ways to help and support purchasing the CD, physical or the downloads is fine, but also sharing the information of there may be some individual who may not know who Andre Ward is, and that's okay, but we want to make sure that we can share that. So please share the information with them, and let's make sure that we can get it out there.
We do. Well, Andre, stick around. Dr. G is waiting for us for our Mind, Body, and Soul segment.
I need that.
And we're going to come back with more conversation with Andre Ward right here on Jazzy After Dark.
Peace.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
First of all, I was here, but I had to get the collection plate out the back because it got full. I had to take it back.
Well, see, Dr. G, I know you were on the usher board, and so I knew you were getting everybody in line, right?
So I have to put my white gloves and come down the aisle, okay? Don't have me do it. Y'all know I'm used to the white gloves. And I have my hand behind the back. That's it.
I know. Dr. Graham, happy Monday. How are you?
It's Monday. I'm here.
You're here. Well, as always, it's always great to see you.
I was in the background jamming. I was like, okay, he act like he want to blow this on too much. I thought I was in a concert.
I know. I felt like I was really in a concert, right?
I had to get my collection plate. This is what I'm talking about. So today I ran into a patient, and I have one question for you, Jazzy. If you had to take one vitamin, one supplement, just one, hey, Colleen, what would it be? Just pick one. What do you think would be the best one to take if you had to just pick one?
Let's see. I'm going to just go with my first. I'm going to just say vitamin C.
Wrong. If you had to pick one, the best thing to take is fiber. Several reasons. Forget fiber, it comes in two different forms. You have soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, and then you have insoluble fiber, which doesn't dissolve in water. And they both have great benefits. When these people go and drink these detox, and they can't stop going to the bathroom because it makes them go, that's usually soluble fiber. But then if you have it to the point where it bulks you up and you feel like you just holding everything in, that's the insoluble fiber. That's that roughish that we like to call it, okay? Now, there's going to be some great benefits behind fiber. For one, it's going to lower your cholesterol, which helps prevent heart disease. It's going to stabilize your blood sugar so you don't gain any weight. Okay. It helps with inflammation. People don't know that. As well as it boosts immune cells in your gut, especially if you have lymph node issues. It will help resolve those issues. We like it because helps prevent cancer, specifically colorectal cancer. Anything that's for the colon, it will help prevent that. Now, the other thing we like about that too when it comes to fiber is fiber helps you absorb calcium more so you can get stronger bones. You didn't know that. I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm here or not. Okay, there I go. Now, also the problem with fiber is you can't take too much of it. Okay. If you take too much of soluble fiber, you're going to have the runs. You're going to the bathroom a lot. Now, the problem with that is you get rid of the good bacteria in your gut. Now, if you take too much of insoluble fiber, it's going to bulk you up. You're going to have that cramp, that acid, bloating, that feeling. And because of that insoluble fiber, it will also resist you from absorbing certain medications. So you can't take a lot of fiber because that's certain set of medications. That's just things that we don't know. So don't go to Dr. Google. Go to the doctor. Get your blood work, get the right way, get it done, and get some fiber in your life.
Okay. Is it okay to take a probiotic?
You have to take a probiotic. Probiotics are great for you. That's going to be one thing that helps your immune system. So take the probiotic. Absolutely. But then I told you before, you got to watch out for that because if you have to look at a probiotic that says put it in the refrigerator, you don't want to take that The reason why, because if you leave it out, once it becomes room temperature, it does no good for you. By the time it hits your stomach, everything that's good about it is gone.
Well, what about it like Metamucil? Those is that okay?
You can take those. Don't get addicted to it because they have husk in there, and it will give you that bloated, backed up feeling where it's hard to go. And remember, when it's hard to go and you constipated, the problem with constipation, it helps build up diverticulus and hemorrhoids. You don't want that.
Wow. It's so much we could talk about that, doctor, because I even now see the pre-probiotic. Like, it's so much.
You got to think, you just want a good balance of bacteria in your gut. You're going to have good, you're going to have bad. They all have their purpose. So all this detox and taking laxative and getting rid of everything is not going to help you either. You got to have that balance. Eat your greens, eat your peas. Peas have great protein. It has great fiber. You know, you got your carrots, you got bananas, you got some nuts. So get that balance, okay? Don't go to the extreme where I'm going to take this detox tea. Now I'm going to the bathroom all the time. Flushing that stuff out, that gets rid of the good bacteria. You can get sick from that too by not having enough good bacteria because it's too empty. So go to the bathroom and get you some good balanced fiber. Get it through your foods. Don't have to about getting something over the counter. Naturally.
I like that. I love that, Doctor. And let people know how can they find you, Dr. Graham?
Go to my website, theapplife.info. You can always email me, Dr. Graham at theapplife.info. 2 forms of ID and insurance card, please. No, I'm just playing.
And I don't know if Colleen heard you. She asked, what about Metamucil? Which I don't know if you heard Colleen. She
Metamucil, you can have that, but we don't want to get hooked on the Metamucil because it has that husk in there. And the problem with that is it's a lot of genetically modified. It's not a natural husk. Look at the stuff on the bottles and go get the natural psyllium husk. You can buy that from Google. Chicory root is a great thing to take. You can put in a tea. It will help you go. Now, one thing about it, if you cannot take chicory root if you are pregnant. Chicory root can cause you to have a miscarriage. So you got to kind of read up on some stuff, check your herbs. But the things you look about Metamucil, look at the back of it. You can get those things naturally and not have to deal with all the sugars and the additives and preservatives.
I love that. And Dr. Graham, let them know about your book, Nia the Germinator. Get your copy. She fights
those bad bacteria too. Y'all know Nia does her thing. You know, them germ brothers, you know that. So grab your copy. If you get it from me, I will autograph it. But you can get it on Amazon, Goodreads, all that great stuff. Support those independent artists. We broke.
Support them. That's right. And can we get you to, in the OR, add Andre in the OR?
You just got to hope I'm not in there dancing too much where I forget to do my job.
I understand. Well, as always, Dr. Graham, we always look forward to you each and every Monday. Can you stick around?
Of course I will.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. G. Y'all, don't forget to check out Dr. G, her book, Nia the Germinator. It's a great book. I know it's a children's book, y'all, but I really enjoy it. I don't have kids, but I have niece and nephew. We know a cousin, somebody you can share the book with.
You're always a kid at heart. Get the book for yourself.
Get the book. Get the book for yourself. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. G.
All right. See you next week.
Okay. See you next week. Hey, everybody. Again, that's Dr. Graham, and we're going to go back with our special guest tonight, who's a saxophonist. He's producer. He has that it factor, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Andre Ward. Let's bring him back in the room.
Well, that was some great information. But, Jazzie, I probably would have said vitamin C and E as well. Yeah. But that was some very, very, some very good information.
Yes, I was thinking like vitamin K too, but fiber. Then I thought vitamin D, but I said, well, I'm outside in the sun enough. I could get enough vitamin D from the sun. But it's always some great knowledge that Dr. G always
absolutely
kicks off to us. And if you all missed that performance, for those who go back and watch the replay of the show, don't forget, everybody, share the show. Share the live of the show. Don't forget to put in the comment section #shame on you before the show is out, hopefully. And I know I've gone way over my limit, my time, and I'm watching this part and it's like way over, but do the #shame on you. And hopefully you can win a special gift from me, Jazzie K.Ward. Our special guest tonight is saxophonist Andre Ward. His latest project is Africa Rising, which he just performed a phenomenal performance for us. And I wanted to ask you, Andre, what keeps you so humble and grateful in this business?
Jazzie, to add to your special gift, whomever, when you get the information, we're going to sign them a CD and make sure we can get that to them. Okay.
Oh, y'all heard that? That's awesome.
It's
I
part of
appreciate
your gift.
Oh.
Again, it's really easy for me. I stay humble. I understand that I'm standing on shoulders of those that's great, and I have a gift. Again, we all have a gift, but I have a gift that can be taken tomorrow or tonight. I, may not wake up. I mean, I don't want to get too deep in that, but that is where my heart, soul, mind, body, and soul is that I want to make sure that I am using this gift to hopefully share some good feelings. And music is a universal language, and I'm speaking through my music. So it just really staying humble, but driven. I always want to get better. I think each of my projects, from Feeling You to Stepping Up to Crystal City to Caution to now Africa Rising, I just wanted to grow with each project and just get better as a person, which will make me better as a musician.
Right. And I love that, because I was going to ask you that. Like, what's different about Africa Rising from some of your previous work? And I have to put this little plug in there. I think it was this one of the Stepping Up CD. I love that cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, the swag. I was like, did you put that together? If Chef D, if we could pull that cover up, if you could find, you had the hat on, the do-rag. I love that cover. There it is.
There you go.
There you go. Stepping Up.
100% R&B-ish that we was going for. And we was had some step cuts on there, and so me being from Chicago, we want to just kind of stay within the trends. So yeah, that was a fun project to make.
Oh yeah,
nice things on there as well.
Right, and especially when you did on that CD, I think was it Falling on there and Step in the Name of Love? Yep.
Well, Step in the Name is on that one. Falling is on the original, the very first Andre with Feeling You.
Right, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
And that also reached to a top position with the Billboard Contemporary Jazz charts, right?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to have some success on the jazz charts. Caution actually debuted at number one. And so we would thank you, Colleen, and debuted at number one. But right now, again, each project shows some growth and some purpose and meaning. And so right now, the focus with Africa Rising, but Africa Rising would not exist without all of the collaboration from the other projects.
Wow, I love that. Let me ask you: Do you believe Andre Ward is where he wants to be? Are you where you want to be in your career path right now?
I am blessed as to where I am, but it's not where I want to be. I want to, again, musically be able to open up. And I have some things like, one day I want to do a gospel project, because that is such a part of me. I grew up in our household, my mom singing that, and, church being a part of our upbringing. And so I want to do that, So no, I'm blessed and happy where I am, but is this where I want to be? No, there's more to accomplish.
Oh, I love that. What are the most parts of Andre do you protect the most? What parts of yourself do you protect the most?
Because when I'm on stage, I am, or we are, creating a painting,
right,
that is being painted at the time, because it's live. You can't redo live.
Right.
And so we're creating a painting, and that painting for me musically is coming from the vibe of the audience and the energy from the audience. Right. And so I'm giving my all, when I'm live. So hopefully everyone can come out and see me. But what I try to protect is really my privacy with myself and my family, because I want to get away from that life and just kind of be,
right,
here.
I love that.
And so that means a lot to me to stay grounded as to who I am as an artist, but also, you know, who I am as a person.
And I love it. Yeah.
Yes, all of that. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's so important about protecting, you know, your growth. Self-awareness is critical to success, what brings us joy, and so many other things in life. And so I think that is so important, because I'm sure you being an artist, separate, you're pulled in probably so many different directions.
Yeah.
And being away, traveling is also, especially away from your family. I think that's important about protecting yourself. And I think we all need to do that with self-awareness, mental health awareness, protecting yourself, and all that. So can you share what's next for Andre Ward? What do you have coming up?
And so, you know, we're doing an awareness campaign, getting out, letting everyone know about the new project. We are putting together some promotional dates that are really starting to come in. Actually, I'm very happy with the inquiries that's coming in. We just haven't signed on, you know, taking care of some of the particulars, like signing on the dotted lines. But I know we got Detroit coming up. I'm very happy to be sharing the stage with Mr. Gerald Albright, which I think is, you know, one of the best contemporary saxophone players. And Mesa will be on that ticket as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I know we got some things coming up with Atlanta and Chicago. So, you know, those will be definitely posted on the Facebook, the IG, and the website once that's completed. But right now, really getting some promotional dates and continue to promote the new project, Africa Rising.
Okay. And what can our audience, what can our listeners and followers, what can we do to continue to support Andre Ward?
Well, one can support by going out and purchasing the CD, if you still like physical CDs, or the downloads. But even most importantly is spreading the word. Making sure that, you know, if you see something, you know, send it out to all of your 1-point-something million followers and viewers and friends, sending it out and just making sure that, you know, the word is getting out there, because, you know, we're all turning the corner from that gray area. And, you know, right now, and you mentioned about having joy. And, you know, we want to all have joy. And I think music is one way, a platform to really bring that. And that's what I want to do. So everyone can definitely please continue to support. I appreciate your continued support and spread the word.
Yeah, I love that. Something I used to do, Andre, before the pandemic, once a month, I would try to get with friends, right? To invite them over, you know, slowly I would do. And so once a month, for all of those we could get together, I would invite a few friends over, have some wine, cheese, crackers and stuff. Yeah. And I would do like a listening party for a CD, because they know I love music, right? And so I would say, hey, y'all, we're going to sit here and talk, have a conversation. And I'm going to want you to listen to this artist. Because most of them say, well, we really listen to you about the jazz and the music, you know. So, and I would have these little listening parties, and people would listen to the music. I don't know if people take time anymore to just sit back and listen to really listen to the music, and ultimately it should spark a conversation. I just believe it should spark a conversation. But I know that's a whole nother show. So what that means, Andre, I need you to come back on Artist Talk, because see, I could talk to you for another hour. And so, you know, time is not always on our side. So my question is, will you come back on Artist Talk?
Absolutely, will come back. Actually, I'm going to look forward to coming back. I love your chemistry with the show, even with the health tips. It's just so important that we're keeping health, our mental health, you know, all intact as we go through a lot of these different triangles. But no, I had a great time, listeners. You know, thank you. But absolutely, I'm excited to come back. Let's make sure that we make it happen.
We're going to definitely make it happen. And before I let you go, you know, we Google Andre Ward 20 years from now.
Andre Ward music. Andre Ward music. Because there's another Andre Ward who's a boxer. And so if you're going to Google Andre Ward music,
Ward music,
that's what you want to do.
What do you when I say Andre Ward music, and when we do that, say 20 years, 30 years from now, what do you want that legacy? What do you want that to say about you?
Someone that created music from his heart and soul, someone that we was able to feel the music, because you can hear the music, you can turn the speakers up and you can hear it, but can you feel it? You know, someone that was coming from a place of sending a message musically, you know. That's what I want to be remembered, that, you know, his music touched me. I could feel his music. That's just so important to me as an artist, because, you know, I'm passionate about the music and when I'm playing. And again, if you don't feel the music, I'm not doing my job. There's something missing. I want to connect with the audience. So yeah, that's what I would love for everyone to remember. And that I'm a nice person.
Oh, you are.
And I'm fun and passionate and thoughtful and loyal and
all that. And you know what makes it even better? You're a Ward.
That's right.
And he's a Ward. That makes it even better. Hey, Sugar Rainbow, don't forget, everybody, do the hashtag shame on you and you can win something. So Chef D, I don't know if we're ready before Andre performs. He's going to take us out of the show. He was gracious enough to take us out of the show. But before we do that, Andre, if you do the hashtag shame on you, we'll pick a lucky winner. So Chef D, whenever you are ready to start that, we can go ahead and do that. And Andre, can you let us know what you're going to take us out with?
Yeah, I'm going to do something called Planet Earth. And this is from the current Africa Rising CD. And this is a song really just, you know, kind of paying attention to the rich resources we have around us that sometimes we take for granted, global warming and all that stuff. But there is a video with this as well that's on YouTube. But yeah, Planet Earth.
Okay, I love that. So Chef D, before we do that, Andre, let's do let's see who's going to win the hashtag the shame on you, and we'll see who that lucky winner is. Again, everybody, thank you all so much each and every Monday for all of your support. Don't forget to go to Andre's site on Facebook. Make sure you follow him. Download the music where music is streaming in the platform. Go get the music. And
Instagram, please, you know, let's get those followers up. I'm new to Instagram, so we want to get those followers up. Yes.
Okay. And we make sure you follow him on Instagram. I was gonna say, Andre, make sure if you don't, who's ever on your team, you need to get a TikTok channel.
Oh yeah. We haven't talked about that, but you know, I was watching CNN the other day. They're talking about trying to ban TikTok. I don't know what that's all about. However, yes, we probably need to get that as well. And if it's coming from you, I'm going to let the team know we need a TikTok channel.
I post a lot on TikTok, and I had at least 300 hits so far, and people are like, "Wow!" It's like I didn't notice Andre Ward guy. So hopefully, you know, people will check out Andre Ward and get some of his music. So
hopefully they also pop over to a lot of the other platforms too. But no, we will have to look into that because we do not have.
You do not. Okay. So Chef D, if we're ready, let's do the shame on you game, and let's see who is our lucky winner.
Jazzie, you do all the dances and everything on TikTok and send that out?
You know, I haven't done that yet. I hadn't done that yet. I got some little fun stuff I've been doing. And to go back to something, Mark Grant, you also did something with Melba Moore, and I love the way you did Don't Ask My Neighbor. And I meant who the vocalist was on that song.
Chantel Hampton, and you know, again, one of those rare talents to have a very distinctive sound that we didn't try to outdo the emotions, but we wanted to put our own spin on it. And again, you know, my brother who's been with me in the trenches, Ronnie Song, we produced that. And so just happy to have them part of the team. But yeah, what an amazing voice she has. She's also featured on Secret Place. That's also on the Africa Rising project as well.
Wow. And I know you work with Melba Moore, and Dr. G may say, actually, they're neighbors, Dr. G and Melba Moore. They're actually.
Dr. G is he's in that high rise, you know, area.
So they're actually neighbors. So I don't know, Chef D, if you can give me a thumbs up if we're able to do the okay. So Chef D, he been a little shady. He said a message that
Oh,
he was written 20 minutes ago. You see what I'm
okay. Yeah.
so
Hey, big shout out to Melba Moore, because she has been so inspirational and just so helpful with me as well. So
okay.
it's been amazing with a lot of the support, and Freddie Jackson, just a number of musicians that's been able to kind of help me along the way.
I love that. So everybody, let's see who the lucky winner is on the Shame on You. Let's go, Chef D.
That you do. Girl, I get a tingling feeling when I'm with you. Girl, I can sing all
There you go.
the choice that you bring me is like I'm
Yes, Colleen.
Colleen. Congratulations to Colleen. She's amazing too, Andre. I was going to tell you, make sure you follow Colleen on Facebook too.
I will definitely do that.
Make sure
I
you
will
follow
definitely make sure I do that today. If make sure I do that.
So again, my brother Andre Ward, thank you so much for coming on the show. Whatever I can do to continue to support you and your music, you got it. Of course, I play you all the time on WVAS. We will continue to play. We got to get Andre to Montgomery well, you've been to Alabama before, right?
Yeah, I played at a place called Perfect Note, but I'm looking to come back. I'm just happy that if some of these venues are still around after the pandemic is great. But hey, let's work on that, getting me back in that Montgomery area.
That's right. So again, everybody, it's been an amazing. So thank you to Chef D. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to Dr. G. This, as always, I enjoy each and every Monday. Thank you so much, Sheila, and everybody else. Even for those who go back and watch the replay, Andre's latest project, again, is Africa Rising. Go get the project today. K-Ward Radio is my YouTube channel. KWardRadio.com is the website. Shame on you if you don't, do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
My mailing address is listed there if you would like to support the show. No gift is too small. All of that is posted there. Join me each and every Saturday, 90.7, Alabama State University. And Andre, you can take it away, my friend.
Talk. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya.